Hello, I'm excited to announce the second edition of Success with LADA Diabetes, Achieving Optimal Health with Diet, Exercise, and Insulin. And it's very important to understand that this book is about all three of those things combined and how that can lead to optimal health if you have LADA diabetes, latent autoimmune diabetes in adults. Now, this condition is very frequently misdiagnosed as type 2 diabetes because it's an autoimmune condition that comes on as an adult. And a lot of doctors assume that if you're an adult and you have diabetes, it's type 2, but that is incorrect. Type 1 diabetes and LADA diabetes can both occur in adults. Although LADA diabetes is often misdiagnosed, it's actually not that rare. It is surprisingly common for something that is so not well understood. So I did some digging in the data here, and LADA diabetes, conservative estimate is 10% of people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes actually have LADA diabetes. So we're going to take the 10% number of everybody diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and the numbers say that in the world there's 530 million people with type 2 diabetes. So that leads, if you're saying 10% are actually misdiagnosed and have LADA diabetes, that's 53 million people. And some estimates say that it's even higher than 10%. Some say 15%, 20%. If you actually look at people who are under 35 that are diagnosed as type 2 diabetes, the number in one study that said 25% of those people actually have LADA diabetes. So this is a common type of diabetes. It's sometimes referred to as type 1.5. I prefer to call it a subset of type 1 because the root cause is the same as type 1, but 1.5 is the name because how it appears, how the appearance of it is, the symptoms and stuff can sometimes have some type 1, some type 2, so it's in between, but that's a misnomer because it's not really in between. It's a form of type 1 disease, type 1 diabetes. It's an autoimmune condition where your body is attacking itself. This is like other autoimmune conditions. There's some thyroid conditions, celiac disease. There's a lot of Addison's disease. There's a lot of autoimmune conditions. And in fact, interestingly enough, having one autoimmune condition makes you more likely to have another autoimmune condition. So that could also be a clue. If you already are diagnosed with one autoimmune condition, you should definitely get screened for LADA diabetes or type 1 diabetes. And that screening is available today. In fact, the screening is so good it can catch it before any symptoms appear, but we just don't have screening widespread. But what you need to do is go to your doctor and get an antibody test to see if you have autobodies that are attacking the pancreas, antibodies, and they can find that via a blood test. And they can also do something called a C-peptide test, which then will tell them if your body's making how much insulin it's making, which can also help with diagnosing the correct type of diabetes. Anyway, back to the book. There's a foreword by Dr. Stephen Ponder, the author of Sugar Surfing, and he's also spoken to me on this YouTube channel. Look for his video on my channel. He has talked a lot about this problem about LADA diabetes is often misdiagnosed. I have expanded the book in many ways. First of all, it's published by my real full name, Linnea May Huxford. The first edition, it was under Lynn May, my nickname. I was a bit afraid of being my public, genuine, full name self, but I am no longer afraid. I think the more people that know about diabetes, the better it is for all of us. And I certainly did not know much about diabetes or insulin before I got this problem. It's been quite the learning experience. And there's rainbows on the cover because the LADA diabetes is not end all or anything like that. It is totally treatable. It can be a new beginning. It takes a lot of hard work, but when you do hard things, that is like self-improvement, and there are silver linings there. There are so many things because of this condition that I've done differently has changed me beyond the book, but beyond the book in my life generally. So I think that really succeeding at dealing with a hard condition, that success there can do many, many more good things for you in your life and other areas as well. It's a huge challenge, but huge challenges, overcoming them leads to other things, as well as it's a lot more self-awareness I found was required with needing to treat LADA diabetes. And that also is another silver lining, which I have videos about. But it's a lot. It's a burden. Yes, it's a lot of hard work. It's scary in some ways sometimes. It's not easy at all. And that's why I wrote the book, because I wanted to share everything that I learned over the last 10 years, or now it's more like 13 years, um, and 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 help other people out. And so I was really eager to get the book published. I expanded more personal stories and more on mental health in here. I don't think you can really treat diabetes well if you ignore mental health. Mental health is incredibly important. Depression and diabetes go hand in hand too often. There is statistics that say that they co-occur, and for whatever reason, a lot of things we don't know the reason why, just that it is. So that is a mental health challenge. And if you're depressed, it's going to be a lot harder to take care of your diabetes. So the depression is vitally important to the treatment of diabetes. Also, to say that like anxiety and stress, that increases stress hormones. And stress hormones cause insulin resistance, which means your blood sugar is harder to manage. So yes, taking care of your stress levels actually directly impacts blood sugar. It's not just about food and exercise, although exercise and food choices are critical. And I've also expanded that section in this book as well. So please buy a copy, buy more than one copy, share it with your doctor, uh, anybody who would be interested in this. The more copies that are purchased immediately after the book's launch day, the more visibility Amazon will give the book. So I'm really hoping that that helps spread the word about LADA diabetes, and we can help put an end to this misdiagnosis. That the misdiagnosis causes all kinds of problems, mental and physical. Getting the right diagnosis then leads to the right treatment. Yeah, please subscribe, like, share if you're in any Facebook groups or discussion forums, support groups. If you can share about my book, that would help immensely. I got kicked off of one Facebook group because I was self-promoting stuff too much. So it's very difficult for me as the author to share my own book in some places. So if you can share on my behalf, if you read the book and you can write a review too, the reviews will help a lot. So thank you so much, and message me if you have any thoughts on how to market this further. Thank you.